Hi there, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the solution for reversing words in a given string. Let's look at the problem description. We are given an input string S and we have to reverse the order of the words within that string. So word is defined as a sequence of non-space characters. The words in S will be separated by at least one space. There may be more than one spaces in between the words. And we have to return a string of the words in reverse order concatenated by a single space. And also the given input string may contain leading or trailing white spaces too. And when we return, the return string should only have a single space separating the words, and it should not include any extra spaces. Let's take a look at the example 1. The input string S contains the sky is blue. So the expected output will be the words will be in the reverse, or the last one will be the first, the second last will be the second, third last will be the third. So blue is sky the, and in the case of example 2 there are leading and trailing white spaces. So after reversing, the output will be world space hello. Okay, and in the case of example 3, between the word good and example there are more than one spaces. So when we return, there must be a single space between those two words. Okay, so the constraint for this problem are the string length is ranging from 1 to 10,000, and the S contains English letters uppercase, lowercase, digit, space, and there is at least one word in the input string S. And the follow-up question is, if the string data type is mutable in your language, can you solve it in place with order of one extra space? So in Golang, the string is not mutable, so we can ignore this. Let's look at the approach to solve this problem. So we are given the input string, a good example. Okay, there are 3 words, and we have to reverse the order of the words in this string. The word example will become the last word example become the first word, and the first word A become the last word. Okay, so the output will be example good A. We can solve this problem with the 2-pointer approach. First, we split the given input string into a words list, okay, by splitting the input string by spaces. Okay, so we get a list of words, and in that list we can use 2 pointers on that list to swap the elements. Basically, we have the left pointer at the beginning of the list and the right pointer at the end of the list, and in each iteration we swap the words pointed by the left and right pointer, and then we advance the left pointer and decrement the right pointer. We repeat this until both the left and right pointer meets. Okay, once we come out of the loop, we can join all the words in that word list with space as a separator. Okay, then finally we get the string with the reversed order of words. So that's what I have written here. Split the input string by space and initialize the words list, and then initialize the left pointer to 0 and the right pointer to the last element of the word list. Then traverse the elements in the word list using the left and right pointer, and in each iteration we swap the element pointed by the left and right pointers until they meet. Basically, we increment the left and decrement the right pointer. Once this is done, then finally we join the words in the word list with space as the separator. Let's look at the flowchart. Input for this procedure is string S. First, we split the input string and assign the result to the words list. Then initialize the left and right pointers. Basically, left will be initialized with 0 and the right will be initialized with length of words minus 1. Last element in that words list. Okay. Then we enter the for loop. There we check left pointer is less than the right pointer. If that is true, then we swap the strings by located at the left and right pointer, and then we decrement the right pointer and increment the left pointer. We repeat this until left and right meets. Once they meet, then we come out of the loop. Then we join the strings in the words list with space as a separator, and then we return that output string. Let's move on to coding. First, I trim the leading and trailing white spaces in the input string. Then I split the input string with the space as the delimiter. Then I initialize the index I to 0 to point to the first element, and the index j to the last element. Then I write the for loop to swap the elements pointed by I and j in each iteration. This for loop runs until the pointer I and j meets. So increment the index I, decrement the index j. Once we come out of the for loop, we have to join the words list with space as the separator. Then finally return the out string. Next, I'm going to run the test cases. All the tests passed. Next, I'm going to submit this program. Cool, this program is accepted. Next, I'm going to do the code walkthrough with sample input. We are given this input string S with a good example. There are 3 words, and the expected output will be example good a. First, we trim the leading and trailing white spaces in that input string. Then we split the string by space. We get the list of words. So there are 3 words in the words list, and then we initialize the index I to 0 and the index j to the length of the words minus 1, which points to the last element. So I equal to 0 and j equal to 2. Then we enter the for loop. We check whether I is less than j. In this case it is true, so we enter the body, and there we swap the words pointed by I and j. So the word and the example swapped. So that's why we see the example becomes a first word and a becomes the last word. Okay. Then we increment the index I and decrement the index j. So now both are pointing to the element at index 1. Since these 2 pointers meet, we break out of this loop, and then the words list, the strings in the words list will be joined with space as the separator. So we get example good a. Okay, that is an expected output. Next, I'm going to do the time and space complexity analysis for this solution. Time complexity for this solution is order of n. Okay, basically we have to traverse all the words in the given input string. Let's take the case where the input string has 3 words, a good example. So in this case, how many iterations this for loop performs? It performs only 1 iteration. And if there are n words, this for loop performs n by 2 iterations. So after removing the constant factor 1 by 2, then the time complexity is order of n. Space complexity is also order of n because we need to store the list of words in the given input string in this words list. So that's why the space complexity is order of n. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day.